We'll take first question over here on the left side, Eric.
For a second straight night, Giannis goes for 40 and 10. Just what did you see from him to kind of put you guys on his shoulders and kind of take you home?
He's just doing whatever it takes to help his team, to help us. He's in an aggressive mindset. He always plays that way. But I thought he played with the pass well, made some great reads, found guys, played against the zone. He just did a little bit of everything, offensive boards, put backs. So we need a lot from him, and that's what he does.
We had talked a little bit about trying to get more out of Drew or Chris, and it felt like every three Drew hit in the third quarter was just massive. What did you see from him tonight?
Yeah, no, I think, there was a little bit of a run that they went on, kind of the early mid-third quarter, and then Drew, and, able to hit a couple threes, get some good looks. I thought Pat got, a couple good looks. Pat got behind the defense in the zone, and, they made a run. I think Drew was a big part of us being able to kind of get back settled, get in a good spot. And that's what we need.
Jim in the middle.
Whoa.
Hey, Mike. How much of tonight was a build off of game two in that, free throw line, limiting them getting the free throw line, points in the paint, turnovers fast? It seemed like a lot of the same emphasis to a degree, but maybe chasing down some of the loose balls. But how much was it of there were things there in game two you liked that you wanted to continue into this one?
Yeah, I think this group's just about, getting better, improving, learning. And hopefully we did that in game two. And there's some things, and, you just can't relax on any of that. You can't relax on keeping guys off the free throw line. You can't relax on attacking and getting to the paint. You can't relax in transition defense. I thought P.J. Tucker getting some offensive rebounds, tracking some balls down, playing, moving, screening. So I think, there's just this group, finds a way to win and finds a way to get better.
Tim on the right side.
Mike, the Suns were able to take control of games 1 and 2 at the final 4 or 5 minutes of the second quarter, got leads going into halftime. You guys are obviously able to do that tonight in reverse. What did you see in that second quarter when you guys were able to sort of take control there of those final 5 or 6 minutes?
Yeah, I think a little bit from earlier when we talked about, Drew making some shots, Connaughton, obviously Giannis in attack mode. I thought we were able to get some stops, between those guys making shots, us getting stops, making things hard on them. It's just those runs, they made one at us, and then we finished the quarter with one on them.
And how much you guys have talked a lot over the past couple of days about the experience of being down against Brooklyn and being down at other points in these playoffs. Do you think that kind of came through in that first half when you guys were down a little bit there and didn't ever panic or get unsettled?
Yeah, I think, it's 36-30. On that point that the guys kind of, finished the rest of that quarter, really strongly. So I think, the communication, the leadership in the timeout and coming out, making a few plays, and kind of changing that, mini run that they went on to get to that point was important for us.
We'll go to Davide on Zoom.
All right, we've got to take a break, but saw Grant Hill before the game. Anyone know who the other tall guy is?
Can you dig it?
I didn't get to see his face.
Hey, man, y'all know who the other tall guy is.
Can you dig it? Somebody said that was Shaq.
Nah, they definitely didn't say that. No disrespect, big fella, but I'm just saying.
Can you dig it?
No, Brendan, they did.
No, they did not.
They said that's Shaq. Why said that's Shaq? Because they had the mask on.
He had a mask on. Is that Shaquille O'Neal? No, it's Brendan Haywood, and then he walked the other way.
Come on, all the bald guys don't look like
Y'all making that up. I'm not subscribing to that. I'm not
Come on, you want to go race for the board?
Hey, this is hey, does that mean you're kidding?
Start in the room with questions. Go ahead first to Dwayne Warrington. Go ahead, Dwayne.
There's a lot of ways you can spin it, but they played with a great deal of aggression for longer stretches than we did. And we knew it was coming. We did not respond to it well tonight, especially in the second and third quarters. and the turnovers certainly hurt us. Points in the paint, everything we've been talking about the whole series. So it was a tough lesson for us to learn. You know what was coming, but just didn't do enough consistently to withstand their attacking the paint, whether it was penetration, offensive rebounding, and then we gave them so many possessions. So we lost a shot, and then they scored off of it. So it was a double whammy.
Arm around Devin at the end of the third.
Yeah.
What was the message you was trying to get to him right
Just, talking to him about the game, the kind of force we have to play with, just normal stuff. This is one of those games that you typically, in NBA speak, say flush it, but you can't. In the finals, we got to watch the film and learn and, get back to playing our kind of basketball consistently. We saw it in spurts, but we just didn't have enough of it tonight to hold them off and maintain any level of consistency. Usually when we play with a great deal of force and edge, the consistency follows. We just weren't consistent with that tonight.
Second row in the middle to Gina.
Monty, DeAndre had a terrific first half and then struggled with the foul trouble in the
Yeah.
second half. Just given the state of your front court with injuries and stuff, just how much more of a bind does that put you guys in when he can't be out there for those extended times?
Yeah, it does. But that's going to happen. I'm not going to get into the complaining publicly about fouls. Just not going to do that. But you can look, we had 16 free throws tonight. One person had 17. So, DA we got to learn from that. We got to beat guys to the spot, and he'll grow from this. I promise you he will.
Go to Kellen.
Hey, Monty, when you look at second chance points, fast break points, points off turnovers, is that where you go back to consistency again, just the last 10% of the effort?
You look at, conversely, ours, it's like a tale of two cities. You know what I'm saying? They, so many points in the paint, but plus 14, but the second chance points, that was a struggle for us. And we know that's what they want to do. So we got to come up with the 50-50 balls. We got to box out better. That's on us. We can't blame anybody else for that. That's us.
With Frank getting in there, was that the main reason, just the interior presence?
We needed some size, for sure. We needed some size in the paint, rebounding. And, offensively, Frank does move the ball from side to side. I didn't see enough of that tonight. When the ball moved from side to side or we got 2 or 3 passes, the offense looked like it had some type of flow, but we just didn't have enough of that.
Front row to Mark. Go ahead, please, Mark.
Monty, I know it's a different series, but what can you guys draw from earlier in the playoffs? When you bounce back, after trailing 2-1 to the Lakers, not closing out in Game 5, what sort of things can you take from those situations applied moving forward?
I think we know that we have to play with an unreal amount of aggression and energy for 48 minutes. That's the deal. And all of our guys know that we didn't. And we've had this happen to us before in the playoffs. And so I expect our guys to bounce back.
Second row on the left to Jovan.
Hey, Monty, you guys had that run in the third where you cut it to 4, and then from that point on, they closed the third on a 24-6 run. What kind of happened in that stretch that kind of blew the game open?
Yeah, I have to look at the film, but it looked like we lost a few guys. Drew hit some shots, just from my recollection, and we were not able to sustain any flow on offense. The ball got a bit stagnant, but we were taking the ball out of the net and playing against their set defense. I think Drew got loose a little bit. We went under on his screen, and then he just hit some tough threes. Other than that, I have to look at the film to give you a better answer.
Let's look at a little bit of that film now. Brendan, let's talk about DeAndre Ayton, a guy whose emergence has been all incredibly impressive this postseason thus far. He added 18 and 9 in the loss, but what was it that was working so well for him, especially inside, especially early in this game?
Well, in the first half, he started out getting confidence. They were switching screen and rolls. There were a couple of times he's able to flash 2 feet right in front of the basket and get a couple of easy jump hooks. He always gets out, runs in transition, does whatever he needs to do. You see DeAndre Ayton right here? Hey, listen, he's not standing behind that three-point line. He's going right down the lane, and he's going to finish with his left hand right there, even though Giannis is right there. This time, no, he's not popping back. He's getting right to his comfort area, and if you don't press into him, he can knock down this 15-foot jumper in his sleep. Sets a good pick. Then he goes and rolls right to the basket. If that weak side defender doesn't come over there, we already know what Ayton's going to do. He's going to finish with authority. Watch out, Brook Lopez. Watch your head. Now, once again, he has a small on. Pat Connaughton's inside. Shaq would say, barbecue chicken. Real quick, gets to his jump hook. And then we have him inside again, realizing, hey, that's Drew Holiday on me. I'm 7 feet tall. You know what I'm going to do? Stand right in front of the basket and go to work. He was able to take advantage of mismatches in the first half. And even right here where he has Giannis, he says, okay, I'm going to face him up. And, hey, I know Greek Freak has a Defensive Player of the Year award trophy at his house, but I'm going to go ahead and show him this jumper real quick.
Leave it.
Leave it. I know you like that 3D. That's the mid-range version of big man shooter's paradise.
Yeah, I like
but
it.
the fact of the matter was, in the first half, DeAndre Ayton was very aggressive, and whether it was 15-foot jump shots, rolling